Hello, everybody. Welcome to a WrestleMania edition of the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast. I am excited. I cannot wait. We are just a few days away from WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. WrestleMania XL live from Philadelphia, and it's going to be a stacked two-night card. My name is Jason. Welcome to the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast. I have Riley joining me from his kind of closet corner studio there with the blinds and the door behind him. We got Kevin joining us from the Bronco studio, and I, of course, hear him in the Live Your Gimmick studio in my basement, and we're ready to get going. So, how you guys doing?
To correct you, I'm actually in the S10.
Oh, you're in the S10 studio, not even the Bronco.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay. It's
And I'm not in a closet. I'm actually in a room.
with a closet behind
There's
you.
a closet door behind me.
Right, that's what I was making reference to. So, I learned a few things this week. One of them, probably most importantly, is if you're friends with Riley in Monopoly Go, do not attack his landmarks. That is a no-go. He will delete you immediately. I found that out with a very nasty text message earlier this week.
It was not nasty. It was direct and to the point. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Riley. You were the victim of me trying to get my last couple shovels, and I knew you didn't have shields, so.
Yeah, because your daughter took them all down.
Oh, okay.
I had just put them back up because I went on my break, and then you just started attacking me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
it's Lily's fault, really.
Yeah, she's got one more attack, and then she's deleted.
You're gonna delete Lily?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't have time for those games. Playing my games.
I'm about to delete Lily, or at least her dog. So I don't know if either one of you heard this story, but
Wait.
Huh?
Hold your story for a second, because I just got a text. Ava is going upstairs. I'm moving indoors. I will mute, go off camera for a second. I will be back on. Okay. Tell your story.
Are you gonna listen to the story then while you're gone?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be on mute.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay, so my wife and I, Katie, went to Las Vegas last week. We went by ourselves. We had the younger kids were with family, but Lily, our oldest, had a friend stay with her. They stayed at our house. No wild parties, nothing like that. But my nice 75-inch Sony flat screen that's in my basement is basically junk now, because our lab pup Brownie, the crazy one, who sometimes, because he doesn't always get enough attention, will kind of like entertain himself. And at times, and I've seen him do this, so this is what Lily tells me happened, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and believe her, even though only because I've seen him do this before. But he'll take like toys or bones that he's chewing on, and sometimes he'll throw them and then go fetch them himself. Like, he basically plays like fetch with himself, kind of like what Riley's doing with Abigail right now in the corner of the screen. But in this instance, he was sitting on the couch in the basement with his bone in his mouth, and he flung it into the TV and hit the bottom of the screen, cracking the pixels, causing a giant line through the middle and a giant line through the bottom. And then eventually, like, it still worked, and then eventually it just stopped working altogether. The screen is completely dead. Best Buy protection that I paid for does not cover accidental damage. It only covers if it just defaults. So I cannot get it replaced there. My homeowner's insurance deductible is too high to replace it through that. And you can't repair it, because you would just have to buy a whole nother screen that would cost more than what the TV itself cost. So basically, I came back from Vegas actually with a little bit of money. Like, we left with like a certain amount to gamble with, and then between like going to shows and like we would win enough to like cover like expenses. So we didn't like lose anything, right? But then I came home to losing a $1,700 TV, and now I'm really sad because I don't have a TV in my man cave, and I don't know what to do about it.
You make your kid pay for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's an option, but the dog did it, so she
Did
says.
yeah?
But
Did he?
the thing is, I have seen him do that before, though. Like I have seen it, and he does whip them like really hard. So I honestly can see a scenario where that actually did happen. And I don't know what she would have like. I mean, she's not gonna. Her and her friend that were here weren't gonna throw something at the TV. I would think not. You know what I mean? What would they be throwing? Why would they throw something at the TV? So it makes
Who knows
sense.
what teenagers do these days?
That's true. That is true. But yeah, so it's sad. So Kevin, when you come over for WrestleMania Night 1, if you still come over, we'll be watching it up in the family room because I don't have a TV in the basement to watch it on. As he's adjusting his camera. You with us, Kev? You back now? Did my story
Yeah.
take up enough time to get you on?
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah. And that's really all I can say about it because there's like literally nothing I can do. Like I tried to like get the guy for I tried to get Best Buy Geek Squad to come and look at it and I'd be like, look, I was on vacation. I don't know what happened. Like it just stopped working. But they're like, oh, there's an impact mark right there. You're basically screwed. But the thing that oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say that I remember when we went to Hilton Head. It wasn't last year; it was the year before, and Morgan's cousin and her daughter stayed at our house sit, and their other son like would come over and hang out and whatever, which is fine, whatever. And she randomly texted me saying, "Oh, your TV's doing this. I don't know what's wrong or whatever." Long story short, I came home and the whole it was fried, like the whole what do you call it, the switchboard.
Yeah.
The whole switchboard was fried.
Oh yeah, I remember. I
And
remember you telling me about this a little bit.
so yeah, long story short, that like thankfully I was like a month away from my warranty expiring, and they came and put in a brand new switchboard, which
Yeah.
is just as expensive as the TVs. So what I come to find out was that he was trying to hook up his Xbox, and he grabbed a random like wire that wasn't like I don't even know where this wire came from, and like tried to hook up to my TV and fried my whole fucking it was the motherboard. Fried the
Wow.
whole motherboard of the TV. So I lucked out with that. I don't
Yeah.
know why I made me think of that, but yeah, that sucks.
And you know, but the thing that really kind of irks me about this whole situation, I bought this TV on Black Friday, and it was kind of like a rushed like whole thing because I was actually going for a different TV. They didn't have it, and the guy talked me into this one, and he talked me into the warranty, the Best Buy Geek Squad protection, because I was like, well, I heard it doesn't cover damage. I was like, so I mean, the chances of something just going out randomly on it within like the the warranty period, I don't know, because I was thinking about like they have like but he goes, oh well, we have a 3-year option, we have a 5-year option. The 3-year option, it just covers this, but the 5-year option actually covers everything. So he sold me on the 5-year option because it could cover, implying that it covered incidentals. So he basically lied to me because now here I am, with this 5-year warranty. So the Best Buy could offer me, because I have to now wait until I come back from our next vacation and have another person come out and look at it. That's basically going to tell me the same thing, like I'm after all on over the couch or something. But and then so he's going to tell me that, but then the Best Buy is going to do is refund me the Geek Squad protection that I paid for. So they're not going to help me out with the TV at all, but but they'll refund me the Geek Squad protection since it couldn't help me. So I mean, I guess that's somewhat helpful, but all in all, it's still kind of annoying and pisses me off because I feel like I was lied to, and now here I am in this situation. Because as soon as Lily told me what happened, I was like, oh, it's cool. I got the 5-year protection, so it should be covered. And then I'm going through and trying to set up an appointment, and then I'm seeing like, oh, physical damage not covered. I'm like, oh shit, like I was told it was. Why is it not? And then So I will admit I didn't tell them what happened. I just was like, hey, I left on Monday. I came home on Friday. It didn't work. But,
Oh,
But
you never tell them what happened.
well, I didn't feel bad about it because they lied to me. So why am I going to be honest with them? But
I
anyway.
mean, even if they didn't lie to you, fuck them.
But anyway, okay, we've gone on way too long about my TV situation. This is WrestleMania weekend, and we got NXT Stand and Deliver, we got the Hall of Fame, we got WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, so we got to talk about that. Before we start off on WrestleMania, though, is there anything AEW-wise we would like to cover before we get on to the next topic?
Not at all. Skip. It's WrestleMania week.
Yeah, trust me.
No one even cares.
Okay, all right.
I agree with Riley.
I'm totally fine with that, and I agree too. Like, I watched Dynamite, and it wasn't anything other than Adam Copeland's thing to open the show. There wasn't really much, but
Whatever.
yeah, it is what it is. All right,
That was Tony's feelings being hurt, and hey, somebody go do my dirty work.
Yeah, which apparently he can't do on his own anyway.
The contract signing was cool with Swerve and Smojo.
It was.
That was cool, but whatever. Who cares?
All right, moving on. All right, so WrestleMania weekend.
I'd rather talk about Undertaker and King Kong Bundy from WrestleMania 11.
Okay.
than AEW.
All right. So how are we going to do this? Are we just going to do one big hodgepodge? We'll start with Stand and Deliver, go through each match, then go through the Night 1 card, the Night 2 card, go through each match and just pick and just do our picks and then just kind of talk about the build-up, like kind of going that way? Is that probably the best course of action?
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, I know, like, Monday's show was incredible. One of the best Raws they've had. One of the best go-home Raws, especially for a Mania or any pay-per-view they've had in a long time. I mean, I'll just say my 2 cents of that. Like, if that doesn't if the ending of it doesn't make you fucking hate The Rock and Roman Reigns even more than anybody would want to, like, just a hell of a job.
Well, how
the
about
whole show?
And we didn't record last week, but how about 2 weeks ago though too, with the ending of that show with Rock beating the shit out of Cody outside in the rain and everything?
Yeah.
I mean, how awesome was that? And then there was the extra after the show went off the air where Rock was like, "Oh, you think just because we're off the air, this shit's over?" and starts whipping them even more.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we just talk about Mania, and we've seen the build up and all that. Like,
yeah,
it's finally here.
I would hope everybody's seen the build up by now. Another thing 2 weeks ago that I and I guess we could talk about it when we get to the match, but the whole 3-way promo between Punk, Seth, and McIntyre, how good that was too. So
who made you the chosen one?
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
Say his name.
I think that actually backfired on them though.
Why is that?
Because they wanted him they didn't want him to be on commentary. The fans.
Yeah, because they wanted to be the referee.
Yeah, they actually wanted to be in the match. They wanted a triple threat.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't do that though, unfortunately. But
I feel like they just fucked that up completely. Like, they knew he couldn't be. The fans will want him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants him just sitting behind a desk talking that those in the crowd can't hear him?
Right. That's true. Although I think he'll still be involved.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me, and Kevin, maybe you'll pick up where I'm putting down the Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Undertaker thing. And I know it's not quite the same because Shawn was the special guest referee, but that whole it just kind of has that whole vibe to it. Just that you got Punk, who doesn't like either of them, and then you have both of them who hate each other, but they also hate Punk. And so it's that whole same dynamic of, like, Shawn was the guest referee. He didn't like Undertaker. He didn't like Bret. Neither one of them liked him, but then they both didn't like each other. It's the whole same kind of vibe and dynamic to it. And I loved it because I always thought that angle was awesome and how they pulled that off where Shawn, begrudgingly had to count the 3 for. So I think that's what would make it cool if Punk was the guest referee, because of that same. It would give you that same dynamic. Where the commentary team, like Riley, you're correct. Like he's not going to be directly involved in the match the whole time, except for probably getting himself involved at the end.
Yeah, I think the only thing is with his injury and I mean, even though even his guest referee one mishap or something, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's
Yeah.
probably one of those things like you can't be involved in any way. So
yeah. Probably right, unfortunately, but you know, is what
it
it
was
is.
different. It was different the night after, before he had his surgery, because it's kind of like one of those things like like Cody with his pec, like what more damage has already been done. But
Right.
like
Yeah.
once you have the surgery and it's repaired, now if you do something, now it's a total setback.
Yeah, it was set him
Whereas
back.
like before surgery, if there was a little more of an injury they could fix. So
Yeah. Did you see MJF finally broke his social media silence?
I did not.
Okay, well, so his ex fiance is an artist, and she painted a
Oh
picture
yeah,
of
yeah.
Rock and Cody from after Raw, and it's very beautiful. And Rock actually replied to it and said that he wanted to buy it off of her. So then that got MJF to then step in and say, hold on, hold on, hold on. First, you take my idea to whip Cody, which it's cool. I'm a fan of. But now you're trying to buy stuff off of my ex? Come on, Dewey. Leave get me
Yeah.
off my job or something. Oh, I thought that was great, though. All right, so let's start, I guess, with Stand and Deliver, and we can kind of go through the card there. We'll give our predictions and then maybe talk a little bit about some of the matches. My other computer is running a tidbit slow, so I'm trying to get it to go back to that page real quick. Is there anything else of note that you guys could think of? Anything else that you want to talk about before we kind of get Stand and Deliver started?
I mean, if we'll just talk about Hall of Fame real quick because I really need to get into it.
Yeah, go for it.
But Roman, I guess, is going to induct Paul.
Yeah,
Um, that's going to be awesome.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm really looking forward to more than anything. Um, obviously all the other ones like are going to be great. Like, the one with Wyndham and Rotundo is going to be very emotional too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, that I love the Hall of Fame, and because is that Friday after SmackDown?
Yeah, it's immediately following
Tomorrow?
SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
think are they doing the Slammy Awards tonight? Was that tonight's thing?
That is Sunday at like
Sunday
10 a.m.
morning.
Oh, Sunday
Yeah.
morning. Okay, so it's early then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you would have
And
thought
I am so happy though that my work is giving us off Monday for the eclipse.
Oh, okay.
So the funny thing was we were at work the other day and they said it and everything, and I was actually driving home stuff. I was like, man, that's so awesome. I was like, oh shit, WrestleMania is this week. Fuck yeah, because it's 2 nights. I'm off Monday.
Yeah, I'm struggling with this though. Like, I feel like we've had other eclipses. Like, why are all these businesses shutting
This
down?
is a total. We've not had there's not been a total solar eclipse like this in our lifetime.
Okay.
Like there's partial ones, tons of partial ones, but like
So
this is like
it's just based off of where it's positioned when it happens is why.
it's a path. It's a path, and it starts like the path. I guess in America starts like South Texas, and it's like a diagonal path, and you can find a map, like a
Yeah.
video map of it, and the path goes right through. I don't know about you guys. Like you guys aren't in. I don't know if you
Well,
guys like Stark County.
we're gonna be well. Yeah, everything in Stark County
I
shut
mean,
down.
yeah, you won't be there.
Schools
Yeah.
are shut. Schools are shut down. Like everything is shut down. So apparently,
I don't know if I mean, I feel like where you guys are, it's kind of like where I'm at. It's like it'll be the total like path. That's why they pushed back the home opener an hour
yeah,
for the Guardians. But no, I mean it's a complete like. I mean, it goes to complete darkness, and then when you look at the sun, you'll see the outline of
right. But how long
like
is it going to be dark for though?
4
what would they
minutes.
That's what
No,
I'm saying. Like it's
no.
We're
I think
shutting
it's
down the
45.
entire.
I think it's 45 minutes or so.
Okay, all right, but still,
Like
like
it's
it.
Total Darkness. I'm not sure how long that is, but like the whole thing is like an hour's
Yeah,
worth
because
to where it goes partial to total.
they're literally canceling school like the entire day for something that's going
Just
to last
because, well,
20 minutes.
here's the big thing is that everywhere that's in the path, like people, I mean, they're talking about like you should stock up on stuff, whatever, just because like traffic and all kinds of stuff, and people coming to come see it in the path. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, so they have a bunch of people that like tourists or something that are going to come to
yes,
like
it's gonna
visit
be, yeah,
this.
yeah. No,
Oh,
it's a pretty big deal.
okay. Well, that makes sense then, I guess. I didn't think about it from that aspect. I'm just like, what am I missing here? Like, I feel like we've had other eclipses, but yeah, we're gonna be in Miami, so like, we probably will barely see it then. So it's because we're not gonna be.
You won't see. I don't think any of it,
Yeah.
honestly.
So interesting. All right, cool. Well, now that we've settled that and talked about something else that wasn't, and you would think with all this buffering, like I would, have somewhere on my computer that's working a little bit
We haven't talked
faster,
about
but
fucking WrestleMania at all.
we have not. We have not. You're 100% correct on that. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to bring up an Excel sheet on my computer here since that doesn't want to work. All right. So NXT stand and deliver.
Which I'm going to be bad at predicting because I don't watch NXT very much.
All right. So Metaphor is the host, and then the countdown show. We're gonna have Sean Spears versus Joe Gacy. So this has been just a quick little thing. Gacy has had a thing with Dijak for a while. Then Spears had a thing with Dijak, but then Gacy kind of interrupted to help Dijak beat Spears, and then that led to the two of them now having a match. So that being said, I mean, I think it's weird. Joe Gacy really hasn't been winning a whole lot, but his character has been like super crazy, like almost kind of Bray Wyatt esque in a way, but more psychotic, I guess, and without the family. So I'm gonna say that Spears will probably win in some way, shape, or form, but just weirdly.
Yeah, I'm going with
Yep.
Sean Spears.
Yeah, I don't see Gacy winning.
Okay, all right. All right, so we're all saying Spears on that one. Okay. And then the next match on the card is going to be Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kiani Jordan versus JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dane. So JC Jane kind of pretended to be Thea Hale's friend, but surprise, surprise, the toxic JC Jane is still toxic. But Fallon Henley came to the aid of Thea Hale, and they brought Kalani Jordan on there just because she's athletic and fun to watch. I gotta feel like the babyface has got to win this one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure I agree. I don't know one.
Oh my gosh. Well, then at least like go opposite of us.
All right, I'll go opposite.
Okay. I'll just say Hale's crew versus Jane's crew. All right. All right, Hale. And then you got the North American Championship match: Obafemi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs.
Well, them.
Huh?
I know them.
You do know them?
Yeah.
Oh, you know Obafemi?
I'm going with the champ. Yep.
You're going with Obafemi, okay?
Yeah.
Riley, how do you feel about this?
I don't know if Kevin even knows who the champ is.
Yes, I do.
Who's the
I don't.
champ?
Yeah.
Do you want me to describe him? I don't think I need to.
Just give us his name. You got three guys. Can
Yeah.
you?
He's the one that's only had like 5 matches or something, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
What's his name?
Oh. Obafemi.
There you go. All right, so you're going Oba.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
Big boy.
I'm gonna go with Briggs.
Briggs,
who is,
okay.
I think actually is bigger than Obafemi.
Oh, Briggs sucks.
I don't know if Briggs is big. He might be taller, but I don't know if he's bigger. Like Obafemi is pretty thick. Like he's very like Keith Lee-ish.
Oh, he's not quite Keith Lee-ish.
He's not quite. I mean, he's more in shape than Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Minus the constant COVID.
Minus the constant COVID, yes. All right. I'm gonna, I'll be different and I'll say Dijak. Dijak's been putting in a lot of good work. Like, I feel like he deserves some sort of title recognition for that work he's been putting in. So
Everything I see with Dijak, he just comes
I do
out
like
and
that, Jack.
he's just like, oh, I'm gonna destroy everything. I'm gonna win, and he always loses. So he doesn't give me much hope.
yeah, I know, but that's why he'll win this time. I don't know.
I do
That's what I'm
miss.
going with.
It was Dijak that had the feud with Damien, right? Back
With
in Damien Dijak and Damien Priest back in NXT.
yeah,
Right?
when he was Dominic Dijakovic.
Yeah, Dijak, yeah.
Yeah,
Those matches were awesome.
yeah,
I just
he had really
remember
good
his
matches.
matches with Keith Lee.
Yeah, his match with Keith Lee.
His
Are
matches,
really good.
Yeah,
yeah,
Keith Lee, yes.
those were his best matches.
Yeah, those two brought out
What?
the best.
Not as teabag?
No.
T-bar.
T-bar. My bad. T-board?
Slap nuts or slap dick?
I'm slapped there.
All right. So this one kind of perplexes me, right? Because I really thought it was going to be the Wolf Dogs versus the Good Brothers for the NXT Tag Team Championships, but in a weird pivot, they're not only are the Wolf Dog or not only are the Good Brothers not in the tag team ladder match at WrestleMania, now they're not in the Stand to Deliver match. It's going to be Axiom and Nathan Frazier instead. So I don't want Axiom and Nathan Frazier to win. They probably will, but I'm going to say the Wolf Dogs just because I like them better.
Yeah, Axiom and Nathan Frazier are gonna win.
Yeah, I agree.
All
I think, yeah. I think we'll start seeing Braun more full time on SmackDown.
Me too,
And
but
I hate that so much that they already said he's on SmackDown, but yet he's still the NXT Tag Team Champion.
he's
I
been on
hate when they.
SmackDown a couple times.
I know. I just hate when they try and do two different stories at the same time that don't work together.
No, I agree with you.
So
All right, NXT Women's Championship. This has been a pretty good feud, really good build between Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria. We got to see a different side of Valkyria on this past NXT, a little bit more aggressive, kind of meeting Roxanne Perez a little bit. I honestly, either one of these two could be called up at any time, so it's really kind of hard to call because if I could see if either one of them loses, they could end up on one of the other shows after WrestleMania. So it's really a tough one. Valkyria's had it for a while. She did beat Becky Lynch to get it, so it's been a nice build for her. I'm gonna go Perez with this one. Go with the heel Perez as the champ.
I think Valkyrie retain. I think Perez will go with the main roster.
Okay.
I think Lyra's gonna retain.
Why do you feel that way? I'm asking you because you watch NXT more than Kevin does, so you probably have more of an insight on it.
I honestly, like you said, it could be either one of them. It's just a guess.
Okay.
Though, I mean, if they're going to push anyone, it's going to be Lyra Valkyria because they let her beat Becky Lynch clean.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to me, that's saying they've got quite a bit of faith. And Roxanne beat somebody that got fired. Not got fired, but, well, maybe she did.
Yeah.
But was leaving anyway.
She kind of got fired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of steam with this heel character for Roxanne. Like, I feel like Lyra is kind of... I don't know if you could really make Lyra a heel, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you could. But Roxanne just kind of...
I think they need to because she is just boring. In my opinion.
Okay. All right. I can see that. All right. Then we got the NXT Championship match, Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. This is another tough one to call. I've been enjoying this build as well. is it D'Angelo's time, or is Ilya gonna hang on to it for another match? I think I'm gonna go Ilya. As much as I like Tony D'Angelo, I'm kind of almost hoping this has the opposite effect. Like I'm gonna say Ilya, but Tony's gonna win, just because I want to see what the Don of NXT holding the NXT Championship will look like. But I'm gonna say Ilya holds on to it for at least one more big show.
I did watch their little sit down. I did catch that on Twitter today,
Yeah.
or X. This is tough because it's almost like, and I followed this. I have followed this a little bit. It's almost like, when you pick a winner, who's next in line. You know what I mean? Like, so you try to think who. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ilya to retain.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, yeah, because you already said that you think Ilya's getting called up.
And I can see, but I can see if Ilya retains, like if Corbin and Braun lose, like maybe Corbin starts feuding for it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Or Shawn Spears.
Yeah, maybe. That's I honestly, man, I think I think Trick is gonna be next in line for the.
Oh yeah.
So, speaking of Trick, what I think should be the main event. I don't know if it's going to be or not.
It should be.
It is the main event. They announced it on NXT.
Okay.
All right.
And Trick Williams actually said that this is going to be the first WrestleMania weekend main event of two African American males.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, good point. He did say that. I totally forgot. Thank you, Robbie. All right, so man, Blood Feud. Just the build for it has been great.
I don't know why we're even talking.
I
Just
know.
whoop that Trick.
It's Trick Williams.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a great match, though.
It is gonna be a great match. Here's the thing I don't get about the whoop that Trick though. His name is Trick, so are you basically saying he needs to whoop himself?
No. Like when you turn a trick.
And he's like, "Whoop! There's that Trick."
It's got layers.
It's got an apostrophe on it.
Okay. All right. All right. Now let me see if I can actually click over to the WrestleMania card and it loads. Stupid freaking computer. I don't know why it's.
Dude, when they started announcing which matches were on each night,
yeah,
and they did night one, I was like, at first, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of matches on night one. I'm like, but then you look at night two, it's like, okay, there's not as many, which I'm gonna get to. I think why there's not as many matches on night two. But anyway.
Well, isn't there like 7 one night and 6 the next night?
Well, from what I've heard, and this is from I forget the name of it, but they're some wrestling site, but they're actually credible. They're not like like Meltzer or Alvarez or anything like that. The reports are that they've slated 60 minutes, almost 60 minutes for Cody and Roman.
Wow.
I heard like 55 minutes.
Wow. That's a lot. But
now
there's probably gonna be a lot of shenanigans in that.
Shenanigans, entrances, and stuff like that. So
I mean, Roman's entrance alone is going to take 45 minutes, so it'll be a 15-minute match after that.
But still, though, I mean, if any two can do it, like you said, shenanigans and all kinds of shit. So when I heard that, though, because I was like, oh man, that doesn't mean like, okay, it's just 55 minutes of just like a wrestling match. Like it means 55 minutes of, oh, there's gonna be some shit.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll see. I mean, who knows if that's the case, but all right. So let's see what we got here. I'm trying to think of like how I would start this card. So these are the matches for night one. You got Ray and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dominic. Cargill, Naomi, and Belair versus Damage Control. The six-pack ladder match. The Intercontinental Championship match, Sami Zayn and Gunther. The Women's World Championship, Becky and Rhea. And then you got Jimmy and Jay Uso. And then, of course, you got the big tag match at the end. Do you open it with Jimmy and Jay? Like, I feel like you open it with Jimmy and Jay, right? Like, to get that energy.
I think the women's title match.
Oh, you think Becky and Rhea open?
Yeah, since they're not going to be the main event, like you open.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would just be my guess. I think Jimmy and Jay is going to be more like semi-main event. You know what I mean? Like if you do the women's match, and then you do like say maybe the ladder match next, and then I'm thinking like Intercontinental title match, then the women's the 6-person women's match.
Yeah.
Then maybe Jimmy J, then Bailey. Is Bailey and you on night one?
No, they're night 2.
Nope.
Oh, I thought they were night 1. Jimmy J, and there's one other match, right? They do Santos and all of them, and then
Ray and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dominic, and then of course you got Cody and Seth versus
Yeah, so
Rock
I think
and
that would be before. So if we went backwards, tag match, Mysterio, Jimmy J, women's 6-person, then I do IC title, then second match would be ladder match, and I open with Becky and Rhea.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's start with Becky versus Rhea. I mean, the build for this has gotten really personal. Becky showed up at a radio show to get into a fight with Rhea. You've had like the two going back and forth. Becky also had some really, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but did you guys see the video of Rhea doing the stink face to Nia Jax? Did you see that?
No.
Riley? So it was one of the live events. Rhea like pulled her like bottoms up and like gave herself a pretty nice wedgie, and then ass to face right to Nia Jax, like doing the whole Rikishi stink face. Got a lot of social media buzz. Even Buddy commented on it and said it's a nightly occurrence for me. But Becky actually was not like, she was asked about it in an interview and kind of went off about it and said like, I wasn't a part of this women's revolution for things like this, for women to be objectified and blah 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 blah, like I work too hard for things like that to fly. And I mean, I guess get a little bit where she's coming from, but at the same time I feel like it was just kind of a video of Rhea having fun doing her thing, and if she's willing to do that herself, I mean, it's not like she's being told or asked to do it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Rikishi does it. He did it, like that was his move.
Yeah.
How's it different of him doing it?
I think she's saying like different time, and she was saying like you shouldn't be.
Yeah, she's basically like saying it's a step backwards, and the evolution of women's wrestling, I guess, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. But I guess I shouldn't say it like that. I don't want to discount Becky's feelings on it. But at the same time, I don't know. But just based off of her showing up for the other interviews and stuff like that, like, I don't know if it's more of Becky being, like, that mad about it, or if she's just, maybe... it's just more like the character trying to help build the feud a little bit. Like, that's more the impression that I got. Like, maybe it's not that she's necessarily mad about it, but she's, just trying to create that heat and that tension between them, I guess.
Possibly, yeah.
But who knows? But it's a tough one to call, though. I mean, it really is when you think about it.
I'm gonna go Rhea.
You going Rhea? Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, mommy is always on top. I think this is kind of like that marquee win. She got a marquee win against Charlotte obviously last year. She's had other marquee wins, but I think her beating Becky like really cements her legacy. You know what I mean? And I could see Becky maybe taking some time off. There's rumors about her contract being up and stuff like that.
And I honestly think Rhea's gonna just keep it, and I think I think Charlotte's going to come back, and I think we're going to get Charlotte Rhea 3.
Probably
I'm hoping
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then, we have the 6-pack ladder match. So just to remind you guys, DIY is in this match. Awesome Truth is in this match. The New Day is in this match. New Catch Republic is in this match. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller and the Judgment Day are all part of this 6-pack challenge. And you could always have a 7th team maybe be added as a surprise. Wait, how's it go? 3D?
Oh.
Dude, can you imagine that Philly crowd if Bubba and Devon come out with some tables for this match? Like, that's going to be freaking insane. But assuming that happens, I don't think they would be the team to win, much like the Hardys. Oh, no, the Hardys did win. Never mind. That completely blows that argument out of the water. I still don't think they would be the team to win because I think it would just be a one-time appearance as opposed to a whole event. But I really don't see Judgment Day walking away with the tag straps. So the question is going to be, out of the other 5 teams, who's it going to be?
So I'm going to say Miz and R-Truth pull down the red tag belts, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller pull down the SmackDown tag belts, and they split the belts back up.
No, you don't get to say that. You don't.
Why?
I've been saying that this entire time. No, they're not gonna. They got new belts coming. They're not gonna split the belts.
No,
Yeah.
I've said that.
And
I've
then
been
he
saying
goes
that for a year and a half.
He steals everything, even the winners that I had. I'm picking the same people.
You had that exact scenario, huh?
That exact scenario.
Interesting. All right.
Been saying it for a year and a half.
I am the one that doesn't think they're going to split the tag belts, and I think they're going to debut new tag belts to hang up there.
No.
Well, Michael Cole was
has
very
been saying,
yeah, you got to grab both sets of belts.
Damn. All right. Well, then in that case, maybe you guys are right. I think DIY comes out one of the winners, though. I don't think Awesome Truth will win it. I mean, I think it'll be fun, but I don't know. I think they're going to come close, but then something's going to happen to Truth, and he's not going to end up with it or something. You know what I mean? Like something's going to happen to kind of screw them out of it. But I'm going to go DIY. So is that going to be your guys' final answer, or are you going to pick one of the 2 teams?
I'm gonna.
So you only get credit. You only get credit if both teams win, though.
No, I think if the one team grabs one belt, they win. And if another team grabs another belt, they win.
No, I'll be fine. I'm fine with that.
So
I'll tell you what. You'll get half. You'll get half credit. You get half a point. If one of them wins but the other doesn't, you get half a point. How about that?
I'm gonna say the New Catch Republic, and then I'm gonna go with DIY.
Okay, so so
yeah.
So Awesome and T Waller.
I also think this is the weekend that Judgment Day implodes.
Okay. I don't know if they'll fully implode, but I think it's
already it's already started, you know.
Well, but what's gonna happen? But Priest still has to cash in. Like, when's that gonna happen?
Well, just wait till I let you know.
All right.
My theory.
Okay. All right. Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Rey got the win over Dom last year. Now it's a tag team match. Good spotlight for Dragon Lee. Good spotlight for Santos Escobar. Man, I got to think maybe like Dom and Santos get the win on this one.
I do too. Just very unclean.
Okay.
And then that leads to next year's match with Rey and Dom.
Retirement match?
Yep.
You picking the same thing?
He's got to be close to hanging it up, right?
I would imagine. I mean, as many injuries as he's had, but who knows?
I've been thinking that for years, but
I know, right? What was it? Was it back in like 2005, Kevin? You were telling me, well, if Ray lands on his knee wrong one more time, it's gonna be blown out for good or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And here he is, and
Here he is.
20 years later, still doing it. So you're picking Dom and Santos too, Kev?
Yeah.
All right. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Naomi versus Damage Control. Jade
Say no
Cargill
more.
getting added to this match, huh?
Say no more. You said You had me at Jay Cargill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I'd say that's probably.
I wish they would have made it just a tag team title match and chose who Jade's partner was going to be, either Naomi or Bianca, and did that. I think it's weird the way they're doing it.
You know,
now you have titles that aren't on the line.
I know, but
at WrestleMania.
I think they're still protecting Jade though. I still don't think she's where they need her to be to carry even a tag match. So having that third person takes a lot more pressure off of her, where she can just kind of come in and be that difference maker, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then she should be in the tag team match on NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, but she's just
yeah.
I don't know.
You can't say she's that good if
she's
not there yet.
She's a star though. So she's got the charisma. She's got but I mean, she's had like maybe 15 matches or so. Like AEW didn't do her any favors preparing her for like to handle that workload in ring. What WWE does not want to happen is to turn Jade Cargill into Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're really trying to avoid by bringing her along slowly, just kind of putting her out in little doses here and there. But I think you'll start seeing her more and more throughout the year kind of step out on her own, and I think we'll get that tag eventually. But I think right now they just wanted to kind of like, hey, let's show her off at WrestleMania. We showed her off at Royal Rumble. We got to show her off at Mania. And then maybe hopefully by SummerSlam she's ready for maybe a one-on-one feud or a tag team feud or something like that.
She's going to be a couple years like face of the women's division. 100%. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Media star, everything. So
I 100% agree. All right.
I just don't like that the belts aren't on the line.
I know.
Yeah.
But every other championship is on the line at WrestleMania, so we got that. At least.
It's just not good enough for me. I want them all.
I just think of when's the last. Isn't that how great Gunther is? To think like, when's the last time you remember the IC title being defended back-to-back years?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Since the early 2000s.
Wait, is that on night? Did I miss that on night one?
I think so.
No, we said
I
it.
did.
We
said it, but I didn't write it down. I'll have to add it to the end here. All right, so let's go Uso versus Uso. Jay and Jimmy, man. Lil Wayne's apparently going to be involved in this in some way, shape, or form too, because of what happened on Monday Night Raw. But man, this match is going to be a lot of fun. It's a little weird. Like, I almost kind of feel like Jimmy will end up getting the win somehow, like solo interfere or something like that. Like but I guess it depends on where it ends up on the card though too. If it opens, you get the energy of Jay winning and stuff like that. Like that could be big. But that's a tough call. Like I'm gonna say Jimmy.
Yeah, I am too. Just because the only other two times two real brothers have faced each other, Brett and Owen, Matt and Jeff, who came out on top?
The babyface.
Heels.
Oh, the heels.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Jimmy.
All right, Riley.
I'm saying that they would do that because of that.
I was gonna say Jimmy as well, but since you both did, I'll go with.
Here you go, Jay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go with Yeet versus no Yeet.
Yeet versus no Yeet. I can't wait for the video package to introduce that match, like with the whole Yeet versus no Yeet thing. Like, I feel like they could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
All right. Then the IC Championship match, you got Gunther versus Sami Zayn. We've had like this whole thing with Chad Gable being involved. Now you got Gable training
I
Sami
hate that
Zayn.
so much. I hate it so much.
Are you gonna hate it if it leads to a Gable heel turn?
No. I
I
don't think it is, though.
think it might be, but maybe. Kevin, how do you feel about this build up for Sami Zayn and Gunther?
It's I don't know, like part of you're like, all right, this is Sammy's time or whatever, but like this whole thing with Chad Gable, like I don't know, it's got me weary, and I don't know.
Okay, all right. So what about it do you hate, Riley? Like why do you hate this whole thing that they've been doing?
It just seems, I don't know, just something about it. It just seems a little. You can't win. It's Rocky. That's what they're doing. They're doing
Yeah.
Rocky. So Sammy's going to win, in my opinion. That's my prediction.
What if storyline wise something happens to Sammy like really early in the match, like he rolls an ankle or like suffers some sort of knee or back injury or something along those lines, to where they're gonna stop the match because he can't continue, and then Gable hops in and ends up taking the match or something like that. Can you see a scenario where that happens, where it's like
I would
the Hulk
I would
Hogan
love
ending?
Chad Gable attacks Sami Zayn before the match starts and takes his spot and wins the title. I would love that.
That'd be cool too. Or like Sammy's mysteriously attacked backstage. You don't know who did it. You assume it's Imperium, but then it turns out to be
Mm-hmm.
Gable who takes his place. That'd be interesting.
Mm, I just no. I think Sammy. I want to say Sammy wins, but I just have a feeling like this Gable cost him. I don't know. This is another one that's really hard to call
It
because
really is.
Gunther's reign has been so dominant.
Yeah. But you could also see a scenario too where if Gunther ends up keeping it, you know, maybe Ilya gets called up for the Raw after, and he has an open challenge. Ilya answers it, and Ilya beats him. Because if you want somebody that can legitimately take a title off of him, there's a history there. So
Yeah.
there's that possibility too. I mean, Priest could always cash in on the IC or the US championship as well, which
Oh,
it'd be
I
less
hate that.
it'd be less than if he did, but um, yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. I mean, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go Gunther.
Okay, I'm gonna go Zayn just to see if there's a change. All right, Riley, what about you?
Oh, Sammy is winning.
All right, and then we have the main event of main events, right? You got the final boss, The Rock, with Roman Reigns, the
Wait, isn't
bloodline, the
there?
family. What?
Did
Wait,
we
this is,
pick a Mysterio match?
Yeah, we did.
we did.
Did
Okay, I
we?
thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
who did I
we
pick?
all picked Dom and Santos.
Yeah. I
Oh,
thought there
okay.
is there one more?
No, we got
Oh,
seven.
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The IC title match was the one I forgot to put down. But we got
Gotcha.
Becky and
Okay.
Rhea, the ladder match, Lee and Ray versus Dom and Santos, Damage Control versus Cargill and her crew, Uso
You're right.
versus
You're right.
Uso.
You're right.
Yeah. So, now that you've stepped on my introduction of this match, we got the final boss, The Rock, and his cousin Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, going up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and Seth freaking Rollins, with the stipulation on the line. If Cody and Seth win, Cody gets a clean match night 2 versus Roman, whereas if Rock and Roman win, it's Bloodline rules in the main event night 2. Now, I will say about this whole build-up, and it's been amazing. We talked a little bit about it, and I really do think, though, I'm glad that they did spend a little bit of time building Roman and Cody, too. They gave them their time to build that rivalry, because it was feeling like it was more about The Rock. But then with the subtleness of Heyman saying that Rock was there attacking Cody on orders of the tribal chief, that made it, so at least Roman is still pulling the strings. And then, Roman had his moment with Cody on SmackDown. And then, of course, what happened at the end of Monday Night Raw. I thought they did a great job of help bringing that back around. That being said, Rock and Roman have to win, right? Like, this is Bloodline Rules Night 2. It's got to be, right?
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, if they do win, that could be... Here's the thing, like, I want them to win because I want it to be Bloodline Rules. If they don't win, I still feel like Cody's losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But I'm going with Rock and Roman.
All right, what about you, Riley? How you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'll just go with the other two guys.
Oh, you're gonna go with Seth and Cody?
Yeah.
Just to be different?
Yeah.
All right.
Just to be different.
All right. So you don't really think they're gonna win, but you just want to be different than what we're picking?
I don't actually care about this match, to be honest with you.
You don't?
No.
Huh. Why not?
I don't know why. I should. But now the three of them just go on to the next night and have matches again, which actually means something. I know they're... Yeah.
It means
yes
something?
and no. Yeah, no. Whoever wins, they're still going to interfere.
Well,
something's still going to happen.
But the bloodline would be barred from ringside, right? So they can't.
Oh, like that's never happened before.
Just saying. All right, whatever.
No, I mean it's an exciting match, but it didn't. I don't know. It could have been just a good match by itself. Now there's like stipulations and.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have the stipulations though for it to make sense to have the three of them have a match. You know what I mean?
Let me kind of halfway defend Riley. Now I will say I'll defend both of you. I agree that like I'm excited about.
I didn't know we were like having a drop down argument about this, but go ahead.
Right.
No. There was no argument. I just feel like there's a disagreement.
Okay.
So, hold on one second. I'm getting resituated after letting fucking dogs out. Oh my god. Okay. So, yes, I'm excited about it because the whole bill with everything and all the innuendos, even with Seth, with Seth Rollins, like I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to be involved in this match. You know what I mean? Somehow, possibly, for the outcome. But I think Riley's point is with, the main event is Cody and Roman. And maybe some of the emphasis has been taken a little bit off that, like you said, Jason. Not really. They've done a good job of trying to get back to it, but they've kind of taken it away.
Sorry, my wife is talking to me at the same time. Keep going. I'm
no,
listening.
Okay.
We do not know Derek. Who is Derek?
Riley
Who's
goes,
Derek?
no, you do not know Derek.
Yeah.
Who is Derek? Yeah, I know who he is.
No one cares about Derek.
You were recording?
Derek Lick.
Yes, I told you we were still
Right.
on. I muted
I
it.
wish. I wish.
No,
they did
it's
the match
because
that-
Yes, I know who he is.
It's because it's like, by seeing Cody and Roman night one, you know what I mean? Like that's the main event. You shouldn't see them until night two, main event. Like maybe you see a promo package of them or talking backstage or something like that. But it's like, I get your point. It's kind of like it's like All In when MJF and Adam Cole defended the tag titles in the pre-show, and then they were the main event.
But that's two different nights. It's not the same. Like that's
No.
I
know. I'm not saying it's the same.
They're going to wrestle each other both nights, so I would have liked it. Maybe just Cody versus The Rock night one. Winner faces Roman.
Well, maybe but then Cody has to do that duty and Roman doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I think with it.
Then that's
I get what you're saying. I'm not saying I hate the match or anything, but I do get what you're saying. Like,
I don't hate the match either. It just doesn't. I don't like the flow of it.
I
The
got you.
story of it, I guess.
Well, the story. I think the story is pretty good.
I've been invested in the story. I think Rock's done an amazing job of making himself this final boss character. I love the new entrance. I love the beatdown of Cody and the
Okay,
It's
fine.
almost too.
the
It's
Mama Road stuff.
I don't. Seth Rollins doesn't need to be a part of it. The only reason he's a part of it is so that he can lose it to Drew McIntyre and
Yeah.
have an excuse. He got beat up so bad that he couldn't defend it night 2.
yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like I think more than likely that's probably going to end up being what happens. But I guess we can start talking about that. Let's see. Let me put the night 2 stuff on. So, to your point, Kevin, so there is one more match. Riley's right. It's 7 compared to 6 when it comes to Mania Night 1, Mania Night 2. And Night 1, I think without that tag match, though, it's kind of like a mediocre card, but I think that's kind of done more on purpose,
On
right?
purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the last 2 years especially, Night 1 has been so much better. Probably so much better just because, like, obviously it's the first night, and I feel like almost by Night 2 you're kind of, I don't want to say drained,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Like you're kind of. But if you look at like, think about the main events of the last 2 Night 1s. You had Steve Austin, Stone Cold's return, and then
Right.
you had one of the greatest tag team title matches ever. You know what I mean? So, and that whole story and that with everything, you know what I mean? Plus, you had Cody return 2 years ago. You had, you know what I mean? Like, there was a bunch of other stuff last year too, Night 1. So, I think, yes, I feel like this year that was kind of done on purpose. Night 1. It doesn't mean like some of this stuff is not going to deliver. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me Sammy and Gunther's not going to be a fucking.
Oh, it's going to be a great match.
They're not gonna tear the house. You know what I mean? Like I think Becky and Rhea are gonna tear the house down. Jimmy and
I
Jay.
think Night 1's still going to be better than Night 2.
Jimmy and Jay. You can't tell me Jimmy and Jay isn't gonna
Jimmy
be
and
a
Jay's
hell of a
really
match.
good. Yeah.
Jay Cargill's gonna go out and fucking just, you know what I mean, beat everybody's ass, and that's gonna be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Honestly, the Mysterio match. You know what I mean? You're gonna have the fucking cocksucker heel Dom doing his shit. You know what I mean? And then Dragon Lee and all that. You know what I mean? Like so, and then the tag light match. That's a sleeper.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's gonna be a car wreck. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And there's even story built into it too, which has been good too.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's not like it's it's void of its story. It's got story and everything. So it's gonna be a fun match. So moving on to night 2. Night 2, honestly, yeah, I think this is the one year though where night 2 is definitely gonna compete. Really just because of some of the personal rivalries that are on this. So, first we got the Philadelphia Street Fight, which is what they call themselves what do they call themselves? The Pride. It's Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. We got Karrion Kross and AOP.
Yep.
I gotta feel like Lashley and Profits are gonna win this just because it's like Final Testament has really been this like heel crew, and they've gotten the advantage on the Pride a lot. You know what I mean? Like almost kind of unbalanced. So I feel like Lashley's gonna get that balance. Plus, I think this is a make good for Lashley not really having much to do at WrestleMania last year. So I'm gonna go the Pride.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'll be different. I'll go with Final
Go
Testament.
Final Testament. Okay.
I just think new heel faction.
Yeah.
Really put them back over.
And I'll be honest with you, man. I really I love what Karrion Kross is doing right now, and I really hope that this is the thing that kind of propels him to where he should be. You know what I mean? That's in a main event picture. So I'm here for it. And then another great personal rivalry that's been going on the last couple of weeks How about LA Knight standing as a security guard right next to AJ the whole time? Nobody even knew it. So you got LA versus AJ. The LA Knight, yeah. And then AJ Styles. Man, this one, I think we're really going to see who LA Knight is as an in-ring competitor in this match. Like, we know the guy can talk, but if he can hang with AJ Styles at WrestleMania, this could potentially expose
he
him
will.
or be a show stealer.
No, like I said, those two had. You can go back to Impact days. Like those guys had some matches and stuff back in Impact when he was Eli Drake. You know what I mean? Like so, and AJ, I love this AJ character. You know what I mean? Like this is like there was a time in TNA when he like switched up a little bit and started being kind of this like almost like darker character. Not that this is it, but this is almost like a he's a heel, but like also he's just kind of who he is. He's just him. You know what I mean? It's almost like
Kind of like McIntyre right now.
Yeah, a little bit like a McIntyre, yeah. But for I fucking love AJ Styles. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go LA Knight. I think he gets the big win.
Yeah, I'm going LA Knight too. Riley,
Yeah.
you're going LA Knight as well.
Yeah.
I think this is the thing that kind of puts LA Knight on the map. You know, like I said before, everybody complaining because he's not part of the U.S. Championship or he's not going after one of the big championships, didn't win the Royal Rumble. He wasn't even on the card last year, and now he's in a personal rivalry against one of the best in AJ Styles. This is a step up for LA Knight, and it's a step on his path up the card, and it's going to keep happening. So I think LA Knight's going to get the big win. All right. U.S. Championship match. Logan Paul's defending against RKO, basically. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, which honestly would make a great tag team if they decide to go that route. But I feel like one of the two is going to end up turning heel on using the other. But I don't know. I still gotta feel like Logan Paul is gonna walk away from this. Like I don't see him losing it to an established superstar. Like I feel like it's gonna take somebody like an LA Knight building up to take that title off of him.
Yeah.
Not
especially when his logo is in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
it ain't happening. Especially WrestleMania being in Cleveland and stuff. You know he's gonna have a big match.
You mean SummerSlam?
SummerSlam. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Logan's gonna win.
All right.
He's gonna get his ass beat a lot.
Yeah, I think he's gonna take the majority of the punishment in the match for sure. Riley, who you got in this one?
Oh yeah, Logan Paul.
Paul. All right.
But here's a sidebar. Will he just have yet another like type of match where it's like, God, just when you didn't think he could have a better match, he has an even better match. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like every time he just gets better.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, his match last year at WrestleMania with Seth Rollins was really good. So putting him in there with Randy and Kevin Owens, like they're gonna bring a lot out of him. I think it's gonna be a fun match to watch, and I think you're gonna see a really cool RKO too. Like I feel like the one he hit on Seth, like I feel like Logan could probably do something pretty cool that could turn into an RKO, and then maybe Kevin Owens breaks up the pin or something. But I feel like we're gonna see a pretty epic RKO this year. So, all right, Bayley gets her shot against Io Sky for the women's world championship. Man, this is
Bayley.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Bayley's time, right? And are we gonna get Hugger Bayley? Like, which version of this?
Right?
That's what I hope.
This whole thing's been kind of weird though, because it's like, Damage Control has gotten the best of Bayley, and now they have this whole thing going on with Io. But like, I feel like they've had opportunities to have Bayley come out and get some revenge, and she hasn't really done that. Am I wrong? Did I miss something? Like this past week, like I feel like there's been some opportunities for Bayley to get at Io, but she really hasn't. Like on Raw, like Io was at ringside, Bayley could have came out of the crowd and attacked her or something like that, and that didn't happen. So I'm just like, why? Like, why are they not giving Bayley more of a offensive look going into this match, I guess.
Yeah. She's going back to babyface.
Okay.
That would be
I,
that would be awesome.
I don't know if it's
fucking
quite
pop.
to the hugger, but
So we're all
It's gonna
picking
be
Bailey to
close.
win that one?
yeah.
All right. And then we got the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth freaking Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre. Dude, the funeral with McIntyre. How freaking good was that?
Oh my god, it's just been tremendous.
If
This
Drew
whole fucking
doesn't
thing.
win, I'm gonna riot.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Fair. Fair. I mean,
How about Monday when Seth walked past him and Seth like I ain't dead yet and he's like walking past him and then you hear Drew in the distance, not yet. Or something.
oh, man. So good. So good. And yeah, we talked a little bit about that three-way promo battle between him, Punk, and Seth a little bit ago, but man, even that was just really good. And Drew sitting like cross-legged on the desk, like, "Hey, cameraman, don't shoot up my kilt."
you perv. Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, he's just he's reinvented himself.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Jericho'd himself, and I 100% like this version of him as a world champion. I'm all for.
Yeah. Is Punk gonna be healthy? When is Punk gonna be healthy?
We don't know yet. I would hope by SummerSlam, but it's
That's
tough.
what I was thinking. It's gonna be him and Drew at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you gotta think Seth's gotta be taking time off, man.
But Punk has such a bad history of Cleveland being in Cleveland. I feel like he might try to avoid
Third time's a charm.
SummerSlam.
Third time's a charm.
I hope so, man. Especially if we end up going, I'd like to actually see him perform live for more than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I feel like McIntyre's gonna win. But here's the thing, though. All right, so what about Priest? Is this a time where Priest cashes in? Does he pick his spot? Does he do it on the grandest stage? So if does McIntyre walk away as champion, or is Priest going to insert himself in there?
I don't think so.
So Priest can wait a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Or does Priest cash in on Cody and get some ultimate fucking heat?
Yes, he does. Spoiler, thanks for ruining my thunder.
Oh shit! Well, you didn't have to say anything there.
Well, you just said it.
All right, my
That was
fault.
gonna be my.
Well, I do have a theory about that
It's
too.
all right. It's okay.
With Priest in the main event, possibly.
All right, well, let's get to it. The Undisputed Championship match. You got Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. Assuming it'll probably be Bloodline rules, even though who knows. There's been a lot of rumored shenanigans. How cool would it be if Rock interferes and then you get Stone Cold and you get maybe John Cena and you get all these other people, helping Cody eventually win. There's also the Damian Priest possibility. There's, Seth maybe coming back and getting involved. There's so many different possibilities that could happen in this match. But what do you guys think? What's your prediction? Who's walking away the winner of this match? And then we'll get to the Priest stuff in a bit. But who's walking away the winner of this match? Who is coming out as the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion? Keep in mind, did you guys watch the A&E Roman doc?
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Yeah.
But he does flat out say that if he loses to Cody, he's done. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I think he'll be done for a while regardless. But
I've been back and forth because of one, I could see a situation where like a build towards him and Rock at WrestleMania 41, with no title on the line, you know what I mean? And with Cody coming out on top. I think I'm gonna go Roman just because maybe that's. I hope I'm wrong, because I do really want Cody to be the champion, be the guy. Yeah, I'm gonna Roman must pose.
Okay. Riley?
I'm just gonna say Cody.
Okay. All right.
And the reason, and the reason, and here's and the theory, my theory of it may not be as bad of Roman retaining is my theory with Damian Priest is he comes out, does a Seth Rollins, makes it a triple threat match, but then Roman spears him and pins him and retains. So that way Cody's protected, doesn't have a second loss in a row. You know what I mean? So
That's a compelling argument.
and that way you get the briefcase off of Damian.
And I think Cody wins it. Priest cashes it in off of Cody and takes it.
That would be fucking terrible.
So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather Roman
It'd be
just flat out retain.
I think
You know what I
that'd
mean?
be the greatest thing ever.
Okay. So my
He finished his story and then
my bonus is a Priest cash in, yes or no. So Riley, you're saying yes.
I think there will be a cash in.
All right, and you think so too, Kevin?
I do, but he's not. I don't think he's gonna win.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying it has to be successful. I was just saying if he's finally gonna cash it in. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna put this to bed. Cody is finishing this gosh damn fucking story. It is happening at WrestleMania 40, the biggest stage. The reason why it didn't happen at WrestleMania 39 is because it was WrestleMania 30 fucking 9, okay? This is 40. This is the biggest WrestleMania, the 40th anniversary. It's on this big, huge freaking stage in Philadelphia. You got the Rocky underscore, story where he lost the first year. He's going to win it the second year. This is going to be Cody Rhodes' moment. WrestleMania is going to end with Cody wearing the Undisputed Universal Championship, standing on the corner going, "Whoa!" with hundreds of thousands of people screaming it along with him. Everything else up until this point is to make us doubt. The whole thing with The Rock, the whole thing with Roman saying that he's done after this, everything is to plant seeds of doubt in our heads. The whole thing talking about Roman, having a longer streak than Hogan, all of this is to plant seeds of doubt in our heads to throw us off the track, because Cody Rhodes, I'm saying this right now and I'm looking dead in the eye, I'm going to even put this on TikTok, Cody Rhodes will win the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship at WrestleMania 40 and finish the fucking story. Boom. Done. And no cash in from Priest. That'll come later.
I think I said that already, but I didn't say it quite like you did.
But you said that Priest is going to cash in and take it from him.
I did say it first that Cody was going to win.
My scenario is just a little bit different than yours. Man, WrestleMania 30, the Yes Movement, WrestleMania 40, the Cody, the Cody story.
I'm changing my answer. Cody's winning. You convinced me. The only reason I want Cody to win, I do think he is going to win, but part of me is maybe saying Cody's going to win. He's got to. I'm changing my answer, honestly. Cody's going to win because because it is a good point for anybody out there, because I think another reason, this made me think of it, that he didn't win last year is because it was supposed to be Roman and Rock last year, and Roman retaining against The Rock, but The Rock couldn't. Do you think maybe Cody was a fill-in last year? Possibly.
I don't think so, because I think, maybe possibly, if they could have gotten the match, but honestly, I think the fans would have rejected it that way too. Unless The Rock did enter the Royal Rumble, but Cody coming back at the Royal Rumble had so much fanfare. Everybody's like, oh wow, Cody is going to win the Royal Rumble and go finish his story. I honestly think this was by design. Like, I think him losing at WrestleMania and going through the year that he went through with Brock Lesnar and with all this other, all these other obstacles, and now The Rock as just that other extra obstacle, putting hard times on him. Rock even said that to him. You don't know anything about hard times. The hard times I'm putting on you. Like, I think this is all by design to get that fan sympathy, that fan engagement for Cody, very much like you had with Kofi with Kofi Mania, very much like you had with Bryan with the whole Yes movement and the authority and all that. It's the same story, just being told a different way, right? He's not being impressed by the man, he's being impressed by the man. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a different way of looking at it. But I think all of this is a culmination of a way to get that pop, that bigger pop when it finally happens. You know what I mean? And I don't think you get a bigger pop than WrestleMania 40 and ending it that way. Like, I think that's the by design how it was always going to happen. I think Triple H knew that if Cody won last year, it wouldn't have meant as much. But this year, after everything Cody has gone through to get to this point, it's undeniable. It was undeniable when they tried to change the main event and put Rock in it instead. Like, everybody revolted at. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's undeniable. Like, I don't see it ending any other way.
You know what? And this is a lot like WrestleMania 30 because you almost had even though
Bryan
you still
wrestled
had
twice that night.
that's the thing.
Twice that night. Yeah.
You had almost a doubt in your mind though that he wasn't gonna win. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gotta happen.
Yeah. So, and I don't think there'll be a Priest cash in. I think that's going to come later. And I honestly think Priest cash in is going to be on the other championship. I don't think it's going to be on the because he doesn't really have anything with Cody or Roman, but he's had some stuff with Seth and he's had some stuff with McIntyre. Like, there's a story there with Seth and with McIntyre. So I think either way, Priest could fit himself into that. But I don't see him having anything to do with what happens between Roman and Cody at all. So if he cashes in that night, I think it'll be in the other championship match. I don't think it'll be in this one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, like that's my prediction. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Is there anything else we want to add, like as a little prop for Mania? I can't think of anything else that's really necessarily.
Dude, how awesome though is if Damian did come out and tried to cash in and made it a triple threat, and then Cody took them both out, and Cody stacked both of them.
Oh yeah.
And then pulled the Rock out and put the Rock on there too. He just starts stacking. He just takes out Solo and Jimmy and Paul Heyman, and then
stacks them all. He has to go up on the top rope just to cover them all.
The top rope is just laying. It's like, hold on, I gotta balance. Oh, and it is Philadelphia. Bloodline rules. We better see some fucking barbed wire and flaming tables. You know, it's gonna be a flaming table if it's Bloodline rules.
Well, you also got the Philly street fight though with Lashley's crew. I think that might be maybe a little bit more violent weapon wise, but I feel like Cody's gonna bleed though. I mean,
I was about to say, should that be a side bet? Does Cody bleed?
I like that. Yes. Okay, I like that.
I say yes.
Well, I say yes too.
Well, I think we're all going to say yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right. One more side bet, Jason. Over under from the time Roman's music hits to the time he gets in the ring. Over under 4 minutes.
Are we talking night 2?
Yes, night 2.
Okay, I'm going to say over.
Okay. I'll say under.
Okay.
From the time his music hits to the time he gets into the ring?
Yeah.
Not the time the music stops, just the time that he enters the ring.
Yeah.
It hit. Yeah. I would say under.
Okay.
I probably won't be able to. I won't time it that night because I won't think about it, but I'll go back and replay it and time it.
All right. I like that. Any other ones we can think of?
Does Uncle Howdy make an appearance?
Ooh.
No, not yet. Soon, but not yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Probably not. Well, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. in some way, shape, or form. If it's just like maybe like a little side thing, like maybe a tease or something.
Maybe if LA Knight wins,
Ooh,
if that was his last.
yeah. I might say yes on that just for fun.
I'm gonna say no, but
All right, what about you, Ray?
Oh, I'm gonna say yes.
All right. How about that documentary on Bray Wyatt? I assume all of us watched it at this point.
I watched most. I watched most of it.
Did it look
Sorry,
like
I
he
was.
froze to you too? Like you?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say something, and it's like, oh yeah.
No, I was looking at something. Sorry.
Kevin is glitched. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough watch, but it was good. It was really good. I mean, it was emotional, but it was good. I do like the validation though that he was bringing the Fiend back, but just in a different way.
That mask was fucking.
Yeah,
That new mask was pretty sweet. I do like how it like like it had service and stuff. Like everybody was in red. You know what I mean? Like that was
Yeah.
just like, yeah. It sucks.
yeah, yeah. And like just the whole the whole thing when he returned, like I got goosebumps like rewatching that. And I texted my buddy Adam. I was like, dude, I was like, like my kids being born and getting married to my wife, probably like top highlights of my life. But I said being in that crowd in Philly with you during that return is probably one of the coolest fucking things I've ever experienced. Like, and I was like, thank you for including me on that trip and stuff. Like, it just kind of brought that whole thing back. But man, like, it just, I'm glad to see that his family's doing well. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like his kids were. I know it's probably the way that they're presenting it, and I'm sure they would rather have their father, but it seemed like Taylor's really taking a role in their lives, and like they seem like they're you know somewhat adjusted. His oldest daughter looks just fucking like him though, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yep. I thought so too.
I mean, just
That's
like
from
him.
his first marriage, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The older two kids are from his first marriage. So the two girls, and then the boy and girl, the younger boy and girl, from with JoJo. Which his kids with JoJo are just freaking adorable, especially the little boy. he does.
I loved what they went into detail about like his attire, and that he has his kids' names
Yeah. Yeah.
sewn into him. Like,
And
I thought
JoJo's
that was
face
pretty cool.
mold on the back of it. How freaking creepy was
Yeah.
that? Oh man, but it was cool though. Like yeah, it's a shame, but they did him right with that documentary, and they really, you know, I think they did a great job of really letting you into who he was, and it was cool seeing some of the backs behind the scenes stuff, and getting into the stuff with John Huber, and the time that he took off now kind of makes sense that he was dealing with the death of John Huber, Brody Lee, and I think that affected him a lot more than what maybe some of us realized, and that kind of maybe I think affected how long he was gone. So, but yeah, man, it's gone too fucking soon. I mean, what else can you say other than that, right?
Right.
This time last year, we were like, oh, he might be a part of WrestleMania, and then he just wasn't, and then all this happened, and it just sucks. But anyway, well, I hate to end this on a downer like that, but anything else anybody wants to add about anything?
I was trying to think of one more prop bet. There was one more thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, okay. It's not a prop bet. So I supposedly they're going to have a heated ring. Did you guys hear about this? Because it's supposed to be like frigid cold.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be. I mean, it's going to be one of the. It's going to be the coldest WrestleMania. Like obviously
Thought-
outdoor ones, but I guess
Yeah.
they have heaters in the ring posts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I guess they created this thing like 5 years ago. They thought they were going to use it like 5 years ago, but they never. But
Probably for New
they
York.
lucked. Yeah, but they lucked out, and it actually ended up being like 60 something degrees or whatever, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I I meant to look up to see what the temperature in Philly is going to be
I thought the one day it
Sunday.
was. I thought the one day it was going to be a high of 52, and the other day was a high of
Here,
58 or something like that.
let me go on the weather app real quick and look. But yeah,
Here's a prop bet. Does Kane start off WrestleMania by lighting the heaters?
That'd be awesome. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll happen, but I want it to happen.
Yeah, and then he'll come out and say something anti-gay or something ridiculous like he normally does.
Oh man, that would be cool though. That would be cool. I like it.
Well, it looks like it. Well, so by nighttime it's supposed to be like mid-30s, like low 40s. So that's a little chilly
A little bit.
for outdoors.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah.
I mean,
High
it's
54
Philly though, dude.
but
They go to games in fucking 5 below zero. Like they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
oh,
the wrestlers do.
the wrestlers care.
That's true. Yeah, good point.
But it is supposed to be 54 and 55.
They're
Probably
out there
cloudy
wearing
both
next to
days.
nothing, I guess.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we were interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they're like, yeah, it's gonna be in Philly at the Eagles Stadium, I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like,
Well, they did it
the
in New
beginning
York.
of April.
They did it in New York a few years ago, and it turned out okay. So,
Yeah,
well, I guess
Yeah.
they asked Nick Khan about that, and he goes, "Yeah, this deal was done before I took over." He said, "So this is he goes, this is the last of the inherited WrestleManias that he's had, I guess." So like he kind of implied like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do this again."
But I'll tell you what, they have lucked. Other than okay, so when they went to Tampa the year after COVID, remember they had the rain delay,
Yeah.
which went away real quick. It wasn't that bad or whatever. Like that's the only time. Like all these years of doing like outdoor events,
yeah,
they've always had great luck with weather. Even if you watch the True Story of WrestleMania, when they talk about WrestleMania 7, how they were going to do it in the Coliseum, but they moved it to the sports arena because, well, they said it's because of
security, but
no, it was because ticket sales were so bad
yeah,
that because nobody wanted to come because they were scared, so they'd only sold like 11,000 seats, and they're like, you got 100,000 seat stadium or whatever. But they said it ended up working out because it would end up being like 45. It was a rare like cold rainy night in California. It was like 45 and rainy or something like that. So they ended up looking out there. So yeah, I mean Remember they said when the first time they went to MetLife for WrestleMania 29, and I remember McMahon even said it's like, well, because they were calling for snow possibly, and he's like, well, we're still putting on the show. So
yeah. Turned out to be okay, but
Yeah.
I it's probably gonna be. I don't see them doing a cold weather environment unless it's domed. Like the Minnesota, I imagine they'll probably do Minnesota in a couple years, if not next year or the year after. I know Minnesota was kind of pushing hard to try to get them in their new stadium.
Do you guys think for SummerSlam that the entranceway in Cleveland will be just instead of guardrails, they'll have orange barrels?
In roundabouts.
And homeless people.
You gotta do a roundabout to get to the get to the ring.
Yeah, it's gonna be potholes, orange barrels, homeless people.
No, I was kind of like I was thinking like the entrance would probably have to be at the opposite end of the dog pound because they would need that's where the locker rooms are. So I imagine they would set up on that side as opposed to the dog pound side. So
the closed area.
Yeah, well, it's closed on both sides now. Like the dog pound side's
that's right.
Because
that's right. It is.
Yeah.
It's right. It is. Yeah.
But they still have the Phil Dawson flag up in the corner, but it's closed now. So
yeah, that will definitely be the. Like so, yeah, both locker rooms are there. So.
But. All right, guys. Well, anything else? Are we ready to close this guy out?
Yep. Oh shit! It's 11:30.
Yeah, it is 11:30. Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody enjoys WrestleMania. I know I will. I'll be watching night 1 here at home, but then night 2 will be in Miami, so it'll be interesting. I don't know how we're gonna end up watching that, but I'm gonna try my best to watch it as it happens, so I don't get spoiled on anything. But But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be in heavy communication. Kevin, hopefully you'll be here, and Riley will be texting back and forth night one.
I might actually not be able to be there Saturday night, so.
Well, at least you can tell me before I make vegan chili. So.
Yeah, at least I told you now. So.
All right. Well, let me know one way or the other, and then we'll figure it out. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed listening to our take.
Let me know once you've cooked, and then I'll say I can't go.
But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed this our take on WrestleMania and what we think is going to happen. If you agree with us, you can you agree or disagree. You can find us on X at Live Your Gimmick. That's the @ symbol followed by LIVYOURGIMMICK. You can also find us on YouTube or on TikTok by searching Gimmick Minute, or pretty much any other social media platform. Just search Gimmick Minute, you'll find us. I can't promise it'll be that updated, but I do my best. Anyway, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. It's always the greatest time of the year, so hopefully you guys are too. And we will not be... Actually, we might record an episode next week, but it's going to be late. Probably like maybe on Friday or Saturday. Typically, we record on Thursday, and I post it Thursday night, Friday morning. But, I'm going to be out of town, so hopefully... we do at least get an episode next week, because I'm going to want to talk about WrestleMania as soon as we possibly can. So I don't want to wait a whole another week to talk about it if we can help it. So we'll try our best to get an episode out next week. But until then, for Kevin and Riley, my name is Jason, reminding all of you smarks out there. Oh, we didn't talk about CM Punk's interview.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right. Well, CM Punk had some interesting things to say with Ariel Helwani, so if you haven't heard about it already, go check it out. Just Google search it. It's
Did you hear Tony Khan's response to it?
I heard Edge's response to it.
I'll give you Tony Khan's response to it.
Yeah. It's pretty much all he can do these days. But yeah, go check it out, because it gets into some detail what happened between him and Jack Perry. But anyway, but we're closing this episode out. It's time to go. But again, WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. I hope it's a good show. I know it's gonna be a good show. It's fucking WrestleMania. It's gonna be awesome. But all right, goodbye everybody.